माधव कुंज विहारी राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरदारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरदारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारी यमुनतीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radhe. Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha Ladeva Subhadramai Jaya Sudarshana Jaya Gauranitai 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 Sri Sri Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की संवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की थाय गौर प्रेमानंद जी. Hare Krishna. Welcome to all for this today morning Bhagavatam class. Hare Krishna. We are studying from 4th canto, 28th chapter, 59th verse. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Ruttamaśloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. 4th canto 20th chapter 59 shloka. Please repeat after me. Tasmim stvam ramaya sprushto ramamano shrutasmriti tatsangadi drushim prapto dasham papi yasim prabho. Tasmim stvam ramaya sprushto ramamano shrutasmriti tatsangadi drushim prapto dasham papi yasim prabho. Tasmim stvam ramaya sprushto ramamano shrutasmriti tatsangadi drushim prapto dasham papi yasim prabho. Tasmim stvam ramaya sprushto ramamano Tasmim stvam ramaya sprushto shrutasmriti tatsangadi drushim prapto dasham papi yasim prabho. Tasmim stvam ramaya sprushto ramamano shruta dasham. Hare Krishna. Word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Bhakti Srila Prabhupada ki. Tasmin, in that situation, Tvam, you, Ramaya, with the woman, Sprushtaha, being in contact, Ramamanaha, enjoying, Ashruta Smritihi, without remembrance of spiritual existence, Tat, with her, Sangat, by association, Idrushim, like this, Praptaha, you have attained, Dasam, state, Papi Yasim, full of sinful activities. Prabhu, my dear friend. Translation. My dear friend, when you enter such a body, along with the woman of material desires, you become overly absorbed in sense enjoyment. Because of this, you have forgotten your spiritual life. Due to your material conceptions, you are placed in various miserable conditions. Please repeat after me. My dear friend, when you enter such a body, along with the woman of material desires, you become overly absorbed in sense enjoyment. Because of this, you have forgotten your spiritual life. Due to your material conceptions, you are placed in various miserable conditions. Purport. When a person becomes materially engrossed, he has no capacity to hear about spiritual existence. Forgetfulness of spiritual existence entangles a man more and more in material existence. Such is the result of sinful life. Various bodies are developed with the material ingredients because of different types of sinful activities. King Puranjana assumed the body of a woman, why there be, as a result of his sinful activities. Bhagavad Gita clearly says, Triyo Vaishyas Tata Shudra, 9.32, that such a body is low born. If one takes shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, however, he can be elevated to the highest perfection, even though he be low born. One acquires lower births when one's spiritual intelligence is reduced. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवाञ्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री राधा मदन मोहन भगवान की जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की गौर निताय की श्रील प्रभुपाद की हरे कृष्णा discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam. Before that, if you find many South Indian Vaishnava temples, there you can find Garuda Stamba. I'm talking about traditional Vaishnava temples. There you can find Garuda Stamba, where on that Stamba Garuda will be there in middle. So middle of the Stamba Garuda will be there. Sometimes a crow will come and sit on the Garuda Stamba. Means crow is sitting on a higher position than the Garuda. That doesn't reduce the value of Garuda. Crow is a crow, Garuda is a Garuda only. So sometimes devotee like me sit on Vyasasan, and other Garuda like wonderful devotees will sit on here. That doesn't mean that, you know. So it's just matter of encouragement. So thank you very much for assembling here. Many Gauda kind of Vaishnavas assemble here. It's a great humbling experience for me to sit here and speak in front of the devotees who inspire me regularly in my spiritual life. Thank you very much. So my I seek blessings from all the devotees, especially from His Grace Anand Mahi Prabhu, for his wonderful example for last 5 decades. So every day Prabhuji may not give his Bhagavatam class, but for last 50 years he is giving his practical Bhagavatam class of surrender to Srila Prabhupada. So I'm very grateful to Prabhuji for being available and inspiring us always. Thank you very much. Thank you very much each and everyone. Hare Krishna. Of course, all goes to Srila Prabhupada, without whose blessings nothing will happen. So actually here, this particular section, why there be in the last life, Puranjana later became Puranjani, and of course we don't take much time, it's already late. Anyway, husband Malayadvaja left body, then she's lamenting, then that is the time Avijnata, the old friend, he came and started instructing her. So that is where we are. So we know the storyline already. So that's why I don't want to get into the regular storyline. So let us focus on some of the teachings that we can get from the purport written very beautifully by Prabhupada. So this is what. So he's saying, I'm your old friend, and I'm waiting for you for a long time. And you took many guidance from me many times also. But you look like you forgot me now. Like that Lord is telling, why there be. Especially living entity, he's instructing. Like that. So if you see this, this is when Sripada Madhvacharya, he assembled all his disciples. And you may be wondering why Madhvacharya is sitting in the water. So he assembled all his disciples and asked them. So he's there at that time in Karnataka, one of the place. Then he said, how much water is present here? And everyone said, so much water. Now can you measure? They said, well, Guru Maharaj, it's very difficult. So many wells are there, ponds are there, rivers are there. So how much water is there in India? Bharatavarshi said. Well, Guru Maharaj, it's very difficult. You know. Then he said, entire world. Then, they are unable to understand what happened to Guru today is asking about water. Who can measure the water? By the way, it's very large amount of water. Why is he after water today? So then he went on asking how much water is present on Earth planet. Then no one has any answer. Then he said, each and every one of you and each and every one of us, every living entity had gone through uncountable lifetimes. So many lifetimes you cannot even count. That many times we took birth. We're simply changing the bodies. So in our uncountable lifetimes, we had gone through so many difficulties, problems, and we cried tears. And every one of you cried tears. If you put all those tears together, that will be bigger than all the water present in this universe. He said that. Why don't you realize and go back home, back to God? Well, like that, he gave a great lesson of the life. When great people speak, it will be like that. They thought simply is talking about water. But he said, you cried so many tears already, all put together, that is greater than all the ocean water in this world. That many tears you cried. And you're ready to cry many more tears in the future. Happy about that. So that is how beautifully Madhvacharya was, elaborating on the life lesson. It's a bitter life lesson. Bitter life lesson for better life, for future. So that's what we need to understand in the purport Prabhupada was also elaborating. So there was one, not devotee, there is one person who by the mercy of devotees got liberated. And suddenly he turned into, Vishnuduta. And suddenly devotees and other sages, they start asking, what is your history? Can you please tell us? Then he said, I am a wicked person. I have all the nonsense habits. There is no bad habit that I never into. All the bad habits are there in me. I would drink alcohol and I would go for prostitution and I bet my parents. One fine day after drinking wine, I killed my parents. And like that, he's telling his sinful account. This comes in one of the Puranas. So then what happened to you? Then he said, I married many times and, one day my wife only killed me, unable to tolerate my torture. She kept poison and killed me. So afterwards, what happened to you? Then he said, so this is very relevant and instructive for us. So someone who is into sinful lives, the way Prabhupada wrote in the purport, Papi yasim Prabhu. Anyone who go for sinful activities, what will happen? They will get the low birth. So it's not about, Shudra birth or something, animal birth or something. So what this fellow had gone through, we have to see. Otherwise, we don't know, we never get to see how 84 lakhs of species people go through. And he explains now what all things happened to him. And very wonderful for us. So he said, after that, I had gone to, hell. There, Yamaraj told, all the hellish planets you take him. And, you have to torture him for thousands of years. And after all those things, I was brought into this material world. And for 10 lifetimes, I became pig. And I was eating stool for 10 lifetimes. After 10 lifetimes, then I became a camel for 100 lifetimes. Then after that, 100 lifetimes, I became buffalo. Afterwards, I became snake for 100 more lifetimes, 1000 more lifetimes, not 100. And people were killing me again and again, beating me and again. I was unable to go through the pain. So 1000 more lifetimes. And afterwards also, I did not get the body of human being. I became a wicked demon. And all of you delivered me today. This is what my story in brief, he said. So you can understand the journey of a jiva, how many lifetimes he had go through, the different bodies. So somewhere it is spoken properly, we can understand. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult to remember the importance of human form of life. It's there in our hand, and somehow mercifully God had given us through this material nature. And it becomes really very difficult to take advantage of it sometimes. Process is very simple. And we know we are suffering in this material world, dukkhalayam ashashvatam. But it becomes very difficult, although we know what is awaiting for us if you don't take shelter of the Lord. Still, even on the platform of fear, we are not ready to, many times, not ready to surrender to the Lord. So that's the plight going on. That is what Super Soul is instructing in many ways. So there is said, if you are entering into one of the body, last two verses, the Lord explained about nature of the body. 9 gates are there, all those things he said. And you enter into such body thinking that you are the enjoyer, and along with you, who is there? One woman is there who is having all material desires. So, woman is not bad. Necessarily, women are men, no one is bad. If material man is bad, material woman is bad. Someone is materialistic, not a devotee, they are bad. That's it. It's not that women are target or something. But since Prabhupada wrote there, material desires, women with material desires. So if any husband get a woman like this, having so many material desires, who relishes simply, this is like Vishwarupa form of a woman's material desires she is having. So wanted all these things, always asking the husband for this only, nothing else. Diamond de do, Bangla de do, like that. Then husband will not be able to chant Hare Krishna peacefully. So it will be very, very difficult if a husband is getting, materialistic wife. Although he is a good devotee, but he will not be able to practice. Because, better half is not better half. She is bitter half. She is simply struggling him, She is making him struggle. Pune, I just heard about one devotee who is coming regularly temple and, practicing Krishna consciousness properly. And he got married. After marriage, he is having a scooter. And he would go and come, he is very peaceful. Life is peaceful. In nearby temple, he would go, chant Hare Krishna, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, would jump in Guru Puja and hear class and go back, take Prasad and Dabba, go to office, evening you come, again evening go to temple, and the Guru, Gaura Arti something, or take Prasadam, have spend some time with family and go to bed. After some time, one day, he took wife to one of the colleague home for some housewarming ceremony or something. There she no, some vehicle they purchased, so he had taken her. There she saw shining car. Then from that day onwards, after seeing the car, their life became bekar. So she started asking, "Are how many times you take me to scooter? You give me the car. Your colleague is earning same Lakshmi like you, same money, and you are coming on a scooter and he's going on a car. So my situation is bekar. Its sun is scorching, and many times it's raining sometime, and we may fall down. Something will happen. Don't you care for me? You don't have any love for me? Well, if you have love for me, you'll purchase car." Then he said, "Love means car." Then he has to purchase a car, second hand Maruti 800, something simple one. Then, then that colleague purchased a better car after some time. Then, what happened next again? Then again, she started. See, he's having same money, same post, same position. Your own colleague. And after some time, he purchased his own bungalow, some independent home, we say, no, like that, 2 BHK, 3 BHK, some flat kind of thing. Again, she started. We are paying rent. We are tenants here. This house doesn't belong to us. Every day I stay here, but I have the feeling this doesn't belong to me. It's my dream. Why don't you give me my own place? And a little bit late, house owner comes and asks for rent. It's a shameless situation. We need our own home. Then he started taking, one more job, working all the day, night, and there is no Krishna consciousness. So that is how he told his story, how he stopped Krishna consciousness. Only Sunday he gets time to chant 16 rounds. All other days he chants. He said, if I chant 3, 4 rounds, that's great. Success for me that day. So that's what his story. So, of course, if woman is a devotee, Mataji is a devotee, husband is non-devotee, situation may be same. He may also. So it's not about targeting any particular section of people. It's about when people come together with material desires, then this is what happens. Then goal of life is forgotten. This is one problem we can discuss. So regarding women, I have some proper understanding. Women should be, because Prabhupada says in all the purports, when they should be married, no one should be spared. So now that is how they will be protected. You know. So woman means should be wife of man. So now W means wife, O means of man. So that is the safe condition for a woman. And the unprotected woman not having a husband means that's very bad situation. So without man means W again, without man, that is a very dangerous situation for a woman. So very, very difficult. She should be protected. When she is child, father should protect her. When she got married, husband should protect her. When she becomes old, even husband is not there, then son should protect her. That is, she should not be without man. One man should be there always. This is what scriptures are telling us. I am not saying. Prabhupada tells us. So two more full forms are there. If she becomes, she is materialistic, she is not a devotee, then worry of man she will become. WOMAN. W means worry, O means of. So if she is materialistic, not a devotee, she will become worry of man. But in case if she is a devotee, nicely cooperating and a submissive wife, gentle wife, practicing sadharma patni, then she will become wealth of man. So like that. So many things we can understand. Everything we are discussing from same thing. So she should be wife of man, ideal condition. She should never be without man. There's a negative sense. And in case she is materialistic, not a devotee, she will be worry of the man. And if she is devotee, she will become wealth of the man. She will assist him in his goal of life. That's how we can understand. Hare Krishna. So going further, here there is a talk about man who is forgetting his goal of life and enjoying, with his wife or woman. Here, super solar, he is saying that you are engrossed in, material life, just like that. So when man and woman both are good, but when they come together for sense gratification, that combination become bad. Prabhupada says. So some of the situations we can see scriptural examples. Pururava, although is a king of the entire world, but what happened when Uroshi approached him and he got entangled? And he knows exactly what is the goal of life. But still, the engrossment of sex life here is so much that he is unable to understand how nights are coming and going. Days and nights are coming and passing just like that. There are many verses we are not showing. So time will pass just like that. So another example, if you see Ajamila. Ajamil was such a gentle Brahmana. So many wonderful qualities are given in Bhagavatam. If you read all the qualities of Ajamila, big, so 2, 3 shlokas are there. And all the gentle, neat, clean, Satyasanda, all those things are there. And it's mind boggling. Do we have at least, half of the qualities of Ajamila? And even such Ajamila, what happened? When he had come across one bad sight, what happened? Immediately he also got entangled. So he meditated on her and he brought her to home. He driven his own Dharmapatni wife. Then he started enjoying with her and he forgot again how time is passing. You know. So here, when a person becomes materially engrossed, he has no capacity to hear about spiritual existence. Forgetfulness of spiritual existence entangles a man more and more in material existence. This is what Prabhupada read. How people engrossed in material sense gratification and they forgot spiritual life we are discussing. So much Ajamila was engrossed that he forgot goal of the life. What happened to him? He ended up begetting 10 children in the abominable womb of Ajamila. Sorry, that prostitute. So that was the situation. And it was not the similar situation with Sugriva, but even he also, once Vali was killed and he got the kingdom and newly acquired wives, he also became busy. And he forgot, his friendship with Lord Rama and the instruction that he had received, the blessed service that he has received to search for Mother Sita. So that also he forgot for some time. Then, fortunately, because he's a great devotee outside of the Lord, in his life there is Guru, Supreme Guru Lakshman has to come, and he has to twang the bow. And then he had come to senses. So Lakshman, shaken him and woke him up to the reality. And then he came out of the slumber. And then he focused on the, service of the Lord. So there are some situations where, when material sense gratification is intensely given to us, then it becomes very difficult for us to remember spiritual goals or spiritual life. Easy to become neglect. That's what our Avijnata, our old friend, Lord is trying to teach all of us here. So, this is the first part. Second part is, although because of this, once entanglement happens, what will happen? One will go to sinful life, and once one go to sinful life, one will get the low birth. So first part is how one will enter into animal species or get lower births. That is because of entanglement or deeply entering into material sense gratification. The second part is there any hope for them? That's it. They had gone to, low birth. Now how can they come out? How can they be elevated? The second part. However low birth you may have, you can be elevated just like that. So our Bhagavatam, this particular shloka comes very beautifully. Kiratahunandra pulinda pulkasha abira shumba yavana kashadaya yenyecha papa yadapashraya Shudyanti tasmai prabha Vishnave nama. Kiratas, Hunas, Andhras, Pulindas, Pulkashas, Abiras, Shumba, Yavanas, members of the Kasha races, and even others addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord. Due to his being the supreme power, I beg to offer my respectful obeisance unto him. He's saying because devotees of the Lord can elevate anyone to spiritual perfection. That's what he's saying. Although someone may get lower birth, someone may enter into animal birth also, but there is always a hope. So, Valmiki, who is Valmiki? Yeah, but who is he in his last birth or before becoming poet? Hunter. Such a low birth he has. Such a person got elevated to write even the history of Lord's pastime itself. Such a blessed position was given to him. He was qualified and he wrote even pastimes of the Lord. And for all the time to come, all the conditioned soul will be reading and they will purify their heart and go back home, back to God. Such a wonderful literature is given by Valmiki, who is having low birth, right? So, even if you see Narada, so Srinivas Thakur, his appearance day we are celebrating today, is an Narada Muni only. So in his last birth, he is Dasiputra. And with the association of Bhakti Vedantas, pure devotees, he got elevated and he became pure devotee. And further he elevated so many people. So low birth may be there, but process is very powerful. That's what we want to discuss. Krishna consciousness and holy name, association of devotees is such a wonderful and powerful process that anyone from any background and any kind of lower birth can be elevated to any spiritual perfection. That should be understood. So here it is said, low birth means the women also mentioned. People think why women are mentioned as low birth. People may have some question, especially Matajis may have that question, because they have more bodily conditionings. So because of they have more conditionings in the mind, nature, and body, so we can call low birth. But Prabhupada says, although they may have low birth, but if they think they are the body, then that is their low birth, and they will not be able to elevate. So in this connection, anyway, further we can see. So we can say, women from low birth. But if you see life of Mother Kunti, you know, then you decide whether women can elevate themselves to spiritual perfection or not. Yes. So that hope is always there. Mother Kunti, she is having, from the time she begot Karna, she got darshan of Surya, begot Karna. Further, she had gone through so many problems, exile. Sons were always troubled, and assassination attempts were done. She always surrendered to the Lord. In fact, Mother Kunti was called as success potency of the Lord. Lord has so many potencies, and success potency is Mother Kunti. Success potency of the Lord incarnated as Mother Kunti, it is said. Such is the blessed life of Mother Kunti. And she is woman only. So, just because someone woman, we cannot say that, cannot elevate. They are equal. So, this equality reservations people talk about. These things on material platform, I don't understand. But on spiritual platform, they are equal. Everyone has the equal rights. Everyone can practice equal and go back home, back to Godhead. Only spiritual life can give equal reservations. If wife practices, loyalty and chastity to husband, and if wife simply serves the husband, who is a devotee, and whatever spiritual practices husband does, 50% of husband practices, those spiritual results will come to the wife. Wife need not practice spiritual life itself. If husband practices, that's enough. She should be loyal and chaste to husband, that's it. So she is getting 50%. Even these governments are not giving 50% reservation. Lord gave already 50% reservation. Lord is very kind in the scriptures. People talking about reservation, we should talk about this. They already got equal reservation. Need not to still they are getting. And what will they get if they do purposefully? Their own Krishna consciousness. So, further example, we can see Mother Draupadi also. She is a role model for us how to call out the holy names of the Lord. Every day we struggle chanting Hare Krishna towards sitting in the temple hall, unable to focus on the holy name. But many times we tell her name, her example, how to call out the holy names of the Lord, who is a woman only. So she is our role model, we greatly respect her, take inspiration from her. So just because someone is low birth, cannot say that cannot elevate themselves. They cannot achieve great perfections. They are pure devotees and they can be our role models also. So when that Asat Sabha, when she was troubled, harassed, that is the time she called out, Krishna's holy names, Krishna, Madhava, Madhusudana, Govinda, like that. And she completely, dependent on the Lord. And immediately Krishna came and, he supplied unlimited saris also. So we are also calling out the holy names, nothing is happening. So, but she called out Krishna had come. See the power of her, chanting of the holy names. So like that we have many. So in our ISKCON society, if you see, Her Grace Yamuna Mataji, she, somehow or other, some devotees said, women are less intelligent, which is not true actually. So then she came to Prabhupada and said, is it so that we are less intelligent? He said, if you think you are woman or your material body, then you are less intelligent. But you think you are not this body, but you are the spirit soul engaged in this material body, and you are servant of the Lord, then you are not less intelligent. Then you are, great devotee of the Lord. Then she was very happy. Yamuna Mataji, she sang Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So this was played in all the temples Prabhupada ordered. Who sang? Whom? Men sang or women sang? Mataji sang. So this is what we play every day for the Lord. And when she sang this, recorded this in the studio, after recording this Govindamada Purusham, she came out. And Prabhupada told the devotees after hearing that, she is on Baba stage while singing this. Prabhupada commented that. She is a woman, but she is almost about to achieve perfection. So there is, all opportunities are there equally for women or men. But if you think I am men, I am women, even men are less intelligent if they think I am this body and I am not the servant of the Lord. I should try to enjoy. So that way you can understand. Another beautiful example from the life of Prabhupada itself. Prabhupada went to an island. Devotees told, Prabhupada, here one group of boys and girls are there and they don't wear any clothes. Nude girls, boys sit here. And what they do? Prabhupada asked, we don't know what to do, Then Prabhupada told devotees, stay back, you don't come at all. Prabhupada alone went there and Prabhupada took a class for them. Sitting, if you see somebody is not wearing clothes and giving a class, how it will be. So Prabhupada is such a purely situated. He gave class for young boys and girls who are not wearing clothes. And Prabhupada asked, so, what is your goal of life? Goal of life? We make potato. Then we eat potato. Then Prabhupada said, then you pass stool again, right? Yes, that's what continues. We cultivate potato here. We eat here. We eat, drink, have sex and enjoy. That's it. Nothing else. Life. We don't think life is promising something, Life is, this is what life we can do. Then Prabhupada gave them the class, who you are. What is the real culture? What is the goal of the life? Then they understood to some extent. Still Prabhupada, spoke and Prabhupada came out. And, when Prabhupada was walking, Prabhupada heard the sound of one boy walking behind the Prabhupada. He became very senior devotee in ISKCON later. Who is that we need not understand right now. Yeah. But condition you see, later he became such a great devotee, hundreds of devotees took inspiration from him. And he was not even wearing clothes at one time. Like that. So another devotee was there, he is a thief. Somehow he was, touched by Prabhupada. Devotee says different version. He came to steal the watch of Prabhupada. And as soon as he came in front of Prabhupada, Prabhupada, removed his watch and gave him. He could not, understand how Prabhupada knows what is there in my heart. So that is what devotees say many times. He surrendered to Prabhupada. This Swami knows everything in my heart. Then he started serving. Then, he came to Prabhupada. He said, every day I go for my night duty. What is night duty? That is what Prabhupada, I go and steal, So, so that's why I'm not getting sleep at night. So, of course, those all devotees who are not sleeping at night, they are not thieves. But he has that problem, so he's not sleeping at night. He came to Prabhupada and said, I'm not getting sleep. Then Prabhupada said, there are so many dogs, they are barking so much, I'm unable to record my Bhaktivedanta Bhashya. Why don't you go and drive them away? So that is a wonderful service for all the generations to come, because uncountable devotees who are going to come in the future, they are going to read my purports. Such a great service. Then enthusiastically he went and he chased away all the dogs. So after some time, he went into kitchen department and he started serving in kitchen. Wonderfully, he relished serving the devotees prasadam. He relished cooking, khichdi, serving outside people. So he elevated himself so nicely. After some time, Prabhupada told him, you go and preach in so-and-so university. Then he went for, applying passport. And after going there, they asked, he has to fill a form. He has a difficulty. Then he came to Prabhupada and he said, Prabhupada, I will not get the passport. Prabhupada said, what is the difficulty? Then he said, Prabhupada, they are asking, write the name of your father. I don't know who is my father, he said. I just know who is my mother and I don't know any other background and I don't know who is my father who begot me. That's my low birth, Prabhupada. And I'm a, Then Prabhupada, full of tears in his eyes, he asked, give me the form. Then he wrote something and gave him back. Then he saw it. Their father name Prabhupada wrote, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki! That is the compassion of Srila Prabhupada. And he elevated him and his spirits are so high when he saw that name of Prabhupada as, in the name of, his father. He really surrendered. Yes, Prabhupada is my father. Forever. He accepted in the heart and he went ahead. And he went and he preached in one particular university. And he came back and he said, I have always a dream to study in that particular university. But I never studied because I never had money. But Prabhupada is such a miracle. I never studied even my 10th class intermediate. Today I went and gave class in a university. So that is your mercy, Prabhupada, like that he said. So you see, at one time he is a thief. He is simply stealing. But by the mercy of, association of Srila Prabhupada, he turned into, great dedicated devotee. And he's still alive right now also. He sings kirtans very beautifully. I'll just take 5 minutes. Is it okay, Prabhus? There is one devotee, Muslim devotee, is from other religion. He came in touch with devotees and he understood. Started coming to temple and chanting. And he has so many problems. His community people, they threatened him. We will kill you if you go to ISKCON temple. You have to practice our dharma only. Like that. So, but somehow, he would tell office work something, So once in a month, once in 15 days, whenever he gets time, he would come to temple. He would, clean the temple. He would render service. Very grateful. He would accept each and every morsel of prasadam khichdi. No complaints. What is the menu? Nothing, And he is feeling himself grateful and fortunate and blessed to get whatever little association, little prasadam. And after some time, Prabhupada came. Prabhupada gave him initiation also. And after some time, then did not hear much about him. Then devotees inquired and finally they understood he left the body very soon after getting initiation from Prabhupada. Then, everyone felt very bad. Why Krishna did this injustice to this, devotee who is having too many problems but is picking up, is chanting so nicely. Now, he left the body. Why Krishna, should have given him nice association or something. Then when Prabhupada came next to visit, devotees asked. Then Prabhupada closed his eyes and, raptly meditated and, simply smiled. And then he said, you see, Krishna has other plan. When he clapped hands in the kirtan, Krishna changed all the lines. He has so much of sinful past, but he became devotee. Everything is, removed by Krishna. Now that is why, Krishna killed him, in between abruptly. Now Krishna will give him birth in the family of a devotee. Is it not a good decision? If he is there with his family who are practicing other dharma, who are, other community people also trying to kill him, there's not a good condition for him to practice Krishna consciousness. So, first, Prabhupada blessed him with initiation. Then Krishna took a decision to kill him immediately. As soon as it take birth now, mother will give prasadam only, father will put tilak, and he will hear Hare Krishna Dhun of Prabhupada now, in the homes. That is a birth. So he got like that. So even animals can be elevated. Jarikanda forest, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had shown that. In the Vrindavan, there is one pure devotee. He had his pet animal, lion, and he would put, his vessel, begging bowl, like that. He would put in the neck of the lion. Lion would go to home and beg. And it's Trunadapi Sunichana lion, not a wild lion. It would go and, it would go there, people would understand, put something. Initially they are fearful, but later they started putting something. Even a lion can practice bhakti and render service to a pure devotee. What to speak of the people who are taking the birth of a human being. So whatever may be the situation, we may be having abominable past, but always there is a great hope for us to be elevated and situated in Krishna consciousness. And now, even after getting, but one problem is, even after getting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, even after becoming devotee, again there is a problem to be degraded sometime. When Bhaktivinoda Thakur had gone to one particular place, of that time, Bimal Prasad, Bhaktivedanta Thakur was very small, 6-7 years, I think so. He stayed in one particular, dilapidated, some temple room nearby. And morning he was about to leave that place. And all the, villagers nearby, they came and said, nothing happened to you? He said, nothing happened to me and my family. So there is one big ghost here. And, it will throw, stone and this, it will trouble so much. That's why we are concerned. Nothing happened to you. He said, no, that came and troubled me. But now no more problem. From now onwards, it will not trouble. Then they asked, what is that ghost? Then he said, actually, he asked them, who is that ghost? He's actually priest. He is the pujari of that same temple, who is chanting Hare Krishna 24 hours. Always he is seen with chanting bag only. Always he chants. Anyone sees him, they think he's Mahatma. Paramahamsa. He is inseparable from the holy name. But he's breaking all the 4 regulative principles and committing all the sinful activities while chanting Hare Krishna. Because of that, he has to become ghost. So we can say chant Hare Krishna and be happy. No, conditions applied. So chant Hare Krishna, but same Hare Krishna Mahamantra will take you to hell also. Same Hare Krishna mantra will take you to Golok also, if you don't take care. So he became ghost while chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave 3 remedies. Then how to deliver such a ghost? He's a devotee, how to deliver him? Then he gives 3 remedies. If any pure devotee speaks Bhagavad Gita, he hears Bhagavad Gita from the mouth of pure devotee, he hears Bhagavatam from the pure devotee, or he hears Hare Krishna Mahamantra from pure devotee. 3 ways he hears, he will be liberated. Any ghost problems, you can bring a pure devotee and tell him to chant, I think so. So thank you very much. Sorry, took little more time. Many things are there, but so we had seen 2 things. How, when one is engrossed in material nature, one will fall down and one will forget spiritual life. But there is a hope for him to be elevated in Krishna consciousness. Although one may get the rebirth, low birth, one can always get higher life, Krishna consciousness, and he can always go back home, back to Godhead. And so by chanting Hare Krishna like this, anyone can be blissfully situated and become a wonderful, beautiful devotee, beautiful transformation. Like that what becomes butterfly, caterpillar. Caterpillar is like papi, past sinful life. Butterfly is like devotee. Like that we can see. That's why purposefully kept that. So when become beautiful, when he becomes beautiful in Krishna consciousness. So Krishna had given this most important, valuable human form of life. Krishna gave us the gift of human form of life. We have to practice Krishna consciousness and become pure devotee. That is our gift to Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Samveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki, Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna. Any corrections? Any comments or corrections? Hare Krishna. Anandmaya Pro, any corrections or comments? Any other? Hare Krishna. Prabhu, any corrections? Anyone? Comments, corrections? If nothing is there, then we'll stop here. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.